Hey, welcome back. This is the Natural English Podcast. I am Alex. I am here with Sarah as always.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Alex. It is really nice to be here with you again.
How are you doing today? Just take a second. Notice how you feel. Maybe you are walking or sitting on a train or washing the dishes. Wherever you are, I am happy you are here with us.
Yeah. And today we have a very useful topic. It is something we do all the time in real life, but it can feel a bit scary in English.
We are going to talk about borrowing and sharing things, asking, can I borrow your pen? Can I use your charger? Can I share your umbrella? All those little moments with friends, family, and coworkers.
And we will keep the English clear and not too fast, so you can just relax, listen, and enjoy.
Before we start, I have a small listening challenge for you. In our story today, you will hear the phrase, sure, no problem, sure, no problem. Your challenge is, listen carefully. Try to catch this phrase. Notice who says it, and in what situation they use it.
So when you hear, sure, no problem, just think, okay, someone is saying yes. They are saying yes in a friendly way.
Now, why this topic? Why borrowing and sharing? For many learners, it is actually hard to ask, can I borrow your whatever? You might think, is this rude? Is it too direct? Is my English strange?
Right. And these are very normal questions. Many of my students tell me they feel shy when they need to ask for something.
Let me tell you a quick story. One day I was in a small cafe. My phone battery was almost zero, and I really needed my phone. I looked around and I saw a person with a phone charger. I wanted to ask in English, but I felt shy. My brain was like, oh no, do not be rude. Use polite English.
Oh, I can already feel the stress. You are sitting there watching your battery thinking, what words do I choose?
Exactly. And then I opened my mouth and said something like, I wish to borrow your charger. I wish to borrow your charger. It sounded so formal, very strange for that situation. The person looked at me like, huh? Then they smiled and said, oh, you mean, can I borrow your charger? Of course, we both laughed, but I felt a bit silly.
Yeah, I know that feeling. The grammar is correct, but it just does not feel natural in real life. And I think many listeners have the same problem. They are afraid to sound impolite, so they use very formal words.
Since that day, I had thought, okay, we need simple, natural phrases. We need English that sounds friendly, not too strong, not too soft. That is why we made this episode. We want to help you avoid that awkward moment that I had in the cafe.
And it is not only about a phone charger. Think about real life. At work, you might need to borrow a pen. On a rainy day, maybe you want to share an umbrella. With friends, you might lend a book or a jacket. These small things, they happen every day.
By the end of this episode, our goal is simple. We want you to feel comfortable when you borrow something, when you lend something, and when you talk about sharing. And also, how to say no in a kind way when you cannot share.
Yeah, maybe we can explain one word here. The word lend. L-E-N-D. Lend means you give something to someone for a short time. For example, I can say, I can lend you my pen. That means you use my pen now and you give it back later.
And borrow is the other side. Borrow means you take something from someone for a short time. So I can say, can I borrow your pen? I take it now. I return it later. Lend, you give. Borrow, you take. Oops.
There is one more nice word. Polite. Polite means you are kind and you show respect. For example, it is polite to say please when you ask for something. Or it is polite to say thank you when someone helps you.
So today we want to help you sound polite, but still natural and relaxed. Not like a robot, not like a very formal letter.
And remember, you do not need to understand every single word. If you miss something, it is okay. Just try to follow the story. You can always listen again later.
Here is the simple plan. First, we will listen to a short, realistic conversation about borrowing something. Just two friends talking. Then, we will look at some useful phrases from that conversation. Later, we will practice different ways to say yes, to say no, and to talk about sharing in a friendly way.
But for now, you can just enjoy the story. No note-taking, no stress. Just listen and notice how the people speak.
Before we move on, let me repeat your listening challenge. In the next dialogue, listen for the phrase, sure, no problem, sure, no problem. Try to catch who says it and in what situation they use it.
You can even think, okay, if I were in that situation, would I also say, sure, no problem? Or would I say something a little different?
All right, let us jump into a short conversation between two friends. Sarah, can you help set the scene for this mini dialogue? All right. Now, let us listen to a short, real conversation. Just relax. You do not need to catch every word. Just listen to the feeling of the language. So, imagine this. Two friends are at work. They are sitting near each other. One friend needs to borrow something, maybe a phone charger, maybe a pen, okay? Just listen. We will do the dialogue now.
And if you are at home or on the train, you can just sit back and enjoy. No pressure. Just listen one time.
So, in this little scene, I will be Sam, and Sarah will be Mia, two coworkers in a small office. Okay, here we go.
Got it. I am Mia.
Hey, Mia. Can I borrow your phone charger for a minute?
Oh, hey, Sam. Yeah, sure, no problem. Here you go.
Thanks. My battery is almost dead again.
Ha ha ha, again. You always forget to charge your phone.
I know. I am terrible. I will give it back before the meeting, okay?
Yeah, please. Just give it back before 3 o'clock. I need it later.
Of course, promise. Oh, and do you have a pen I can use?
A pen? Let me see. Here. But do not keep this one. Last time you never returned my favorite pen.
What? Really? I thought I gave it back.
Nope. It disappeared. It is living on your desk now.
Oh no. Okay, I am sorry. I will return this one, I promise. Just for this form, then I am done.
All right. I trust you for now.
Hey, it started raining. Are you going out for lunch?
Yeah, in a minute. But I only have one umbrella today.
Is it okay if we share your umbrella? I forgot mine at home.
We can share it, sure. Just do not walk too fast. I do not want to get wet.
Deal. Slow walking, small steps.
Okay, and after lunch, I might need to borrow your earphones if that is all right.
Yeah, go ahead, no problem. I will not use them this afternoon.
Great. I want to listen to a podcast while I work.
Nice. Just do not forget to give them back this time, okay?
Okay, fair. I will return them before I go home.
All right, that was our little scene.
Yeah, many small things there. Borrowing, sharing, giving things back.
Let us check a few details together. So, in that conversation, who borrowed the phone charger?
Sam borrowed the phone charger from Mia. So Sam said, "Can I borrow your phone charger?" And Mia said yes.
Right. And did Mia say yes or no to the charger?
She said yes. She said, "Yeah, sure, no problem," and gave it to him.
Good. And was there any little problem with the pen?
Yeah, a small problem. Last time, Sam did not give her pen back. So this time, Mia said, "Do not keep this one," and she was a bit careful.
If you're listening now, you can also think about the answers in your head. No stress. Just ask yourself, who borrowed what? And was it okay or not?
You can even pause the audio if you want more time to think. That is totally fine.
Now, let us pull out a few useful words from that dialogue. Not too many, just a few. The first one is borrow.
Yeah, borrow. When you borrow something, you take it for a short time and then you will give it back. For example, can I borrow your charger for a minute?
Can you say that example one more time, a bit slower, so people can repeat after you?
Sure, listen. And if you want, you can copy me. Can I borrow your charger for a minute? One more time. Can I borrow your charger for a minute?
Nice. So, borrow is when you take something for some time and later you return it. The next word is share.
Share means use something together with another person at the same time. In the dialogue, they said, "We can share my umbrella." So, two people, one umbrella together.
Could you say that umbrella sentence again? Slowly, so listeners can try it too.
Of course. We can share my umbrella. One more time. We can share my umbrella.
Good. So we had borrow, we had share. Another useful little chunk was give back. That is very common when we talk about borrowing.
Yeah, give back means return something to the person. In the conversation, Sam said, "I will give it back before the meeting," so he will return the charger before the meeting starts.
Can you repeat that whole line with give back, nice and clear?
Sure, I will give it back before the meeting. One more time. I will give it back before the meeting.
Now, listen to a few common questions from the dialogue. These are very useful. First one, can I borrow? Plus the thing. For example, can I borrow your pen?
Yeah, let me say that slowly. Can I borrow your pen? And you can change pen to charger or book or umbrella.
Another nice question we used was, is it okay if we share your umbrella? So that is it okay if, and then the action.
Right. I will break it into two parts. Is it okay if we share your umbrella? One more time. Is it okay if we share your umbrella?
Good. So, in this chapter, you heard words like borrow, share, give back, and questions like, can I borrow your charger? And is it okay if we share your umbrella? Do not worry about every detail yet.
Yeah, just notice the sounds. Notice the rhythm. You can always listen again later and repeat with us.
I feel we had a lot of good phrases there, but there is one big question in this topic. What is the difference between borrow and lend? And which questions are more polite, or maybe a bit too direct?
Yeah, those are really important. In the next part, we can slow down and look at these step by step. I can explain borrow, lend, share, and these polite questions very clearly.
Perfect. So let us move on, and in the next chapter, we will break these words and phrases into small, easy parts. So, Sarah, I have a small confession today.
Oh yeah? What is it?
I always mix up these two words, borrow and lend. I know they are simple, but my brain just breaks. I want to say things like, do I borrow you my pen? Or do you lend me your pen? Or can I lend your umbrella? It just feels like a big soup in my head.
Yeah, I hear this a lot from learners. And honestly, it makes sense. They look similar, they feel similar, but the idea is actually very simple when we slow down.
Okay, good. So please save me. How can we keep them clear in a really easy way?
All right, let us start super simple. Borrow means you take something from someone for a short time. Lend means you give something to someone for a short time.
So borrow is take and lend is give. Is that right?
Exactly. Borrow equals take. Lend equals give. And it is always for a short time, not forever.
Okay. But in the real sentence, I still feel confused. Can you give us one clear pair?
Sure, listen to these two. First one, can I borrow your pen? Second one, can you lend me your pen?
Let me repeat those. So, can I borrow your pen? And can you lend me your pen? They feel similar, but the grammar moves around.
Yeah. So, imagine a little picture. The pen is in my hand first. I have it. You look at me and say, "Can I borrow your pen?" That means, I take your pen for a short time.
Okay, so in that picture, the listener has the pen first, and I want to take it for a while, so I say, "Can I borrow your pen?"
Right. Now, second picture. Same pen, still in my hand first. You look at me and say, "Can you lend me your pen?" That means you give your pen to me for a short time. So the pen moves from you to me.
So we can think, I borrow from you, you lend to me. Kind of like two arrows going different ways.
Yes, that is a really nice way. Say it with us, listeners. Slowly. I borrow from you. You lend to me. One more time. I borrow from you. You lend to me.
I like that, but I want to test it with a small game. I will say some sentences, and I will make a mistake on purpose. And Sarah, you fix me, okay?
Okay, I am ready. And listeners, you can try to fix it in your head before I speak.
All right, number one. Can I lend your umbrella?
Okay, so that sounds strange. You want to take my umbrella for a short time, so we say, "Can I borrow your umbrella?" Listeners, repeat with me. Can I borrow your umbrella?
Can I borrow your umbrella? Yeah, that feels much better. Okay, next one. Can you borrow me your headphones?
Ah, another very common mix. We do not say borrow me. Here you want me to give you my headphones. So you say, "Can you lend me your headphones?" Listeners, slowly, can you lend me your headphones?
Can you lend me your headphones? Nice. One more. I lent a book from my friend yesterday.
Good one. So, you took the book from your friend, right? In that case, we use borrow. So, we say, I borrowed a book from my friend yesterday. Try it with us. I borrowed a book from my friend yesterday.
I borrowed a book from my friend yesterday. Okay, my head is a little clearer now.
Nice. So just keep that picture. I borrow from you. You lend to me. Borrow equals take. Lend equals give. Short time.
All right, now I have another problem. When I try to be polite, my sentences become super strange, very robot style, like, I wish to borrow your pen, or may I please utilize your umbrella?
Yeah, those sound very textbook, very formal. People will understand you, but it does not sound natural in everyday life.
So how can we be polite but still sound normal and friendly?
Let us start with the most common one. Can I borrow your pen? This is friendly, simple, and polite enough for most situations. You can change the object. Can I borrow your phone? Can I borrow your notebook?
So, even with my boss or my teacher, can I borrow your pen? That is okay?
Yes, it is totally fine. If you want to be a little softer, a little more polite, you can say, could I borrow your pen? Could I is just a bit more gentle than can I.
All right, so we have, can I borrow your pen? And could I borrow your pen? Both are good. One is just a bit softer.
Exactly. Now, sometimes you do not even need the word borrow. You can just say, is it okay if I use your charger? Or, is it all right if I use your notebook?
I like that. Is it okay if I use your charger? It feels very natural.
Yeah. And another very useful pattern is, do you mind if I plus action? For example, do you mind if I use your charger?
So, quick question. Do you mind if I use your charger? This is more polite than, is it okay if I use your charger?
A little bit, yes. Do you mind if sounds soft and very respectful. You are really checking. You are saying, is this a problem for you?
So we have three main patterns now. 1, can I borrow your pen? 2, could I borrow your pen? And 3, do you mind if I use your pen?
Right. And listeners, if you want, say them with me slowly. 1, can I borrow your pen? 2, could I borrow your pen? 3, do you mind if I use your pen?
Nice. Now, I often hear little time phrases with these, like for a second or just for today. Can we look at those?
Yes, these are very natural. They show that you only need the thing for a short time. One useful phrase is for a second. It does not mean one real second, it just means a very short time.
So I could say, can I borrow your phone for a second?
Exactly. Or, can I borrow your headphones for a minute? Same idea, short time.
What about longer time, like for one day?
Then you can say, just for today. For example, could I borrow your laptop just for today?
Could I borrow your laptop just for today? Yeah, I would say yes to that. Maybe.
And it is also kind to say when you will return the thing. This helps the other person feel safe. A very common phrase is, I will give it back, plus a time.
Like, I will give it back after class.
Yes. For example, can I borrow your notebook? I will give it back after class. Or, can I borrow your charger for a minute? I will give it back after the meeting.
Let me try a full one. Do you mind if I use your headphones for a second? I will give them back after the call.
Perfect. That sounds very natural and very polite.
So, to sum up this part, borrow is take for a short time. Lend is give for a short time. We can ask politely with, can I borrow? Could I borrow? Is it okay if I use? And do you mind if I use? And we can add small time phrases like for a second, just for today, and I will give it back after class.
Yeah, and all of our examples were with simple, everyday things. Pens, umbrellas, phones, chargers, notebooks, headphones. Things we really share in daily life.
Okay, now we understand borrow and lend, and we know some good questions like, can I borrow? And do you mind if I? But it is also important to answer these questions, right? Sometimes you want to say yes, sometimes you really need to say no.
Exactly. And I actually have a funny story about saying no when a friend wanted to borrow something from me. We can use that to practice how to agree and how to refuse politely.
Nice. So in the next part, we will practice saying yes and no in a kind way, even in a few slightly awkward situations. So, now I want to focus on something really, really useful. When someone asks you, can I borrow your something? What do you actually say? In real life, not in a textbook. Let's start with the easy part, saying yes, friendly yes. Sarah, can you share some natural answers for yes?
Yeah. So here are some very common ones. One is, sure, no problem. Another one, yeah, of course. Also, go ahead, no worries. And yeah, that's fine. We'll practice them together.
Okay, perfect. Let's do call and response. I'll say it. Then Sarah. Then you, listening, you copy. So really say it out loud if you can. First one, sure, no problem. I'll say it one time normal, one time slow. Listen first. Sure, no problem. Slower. Sure, no problem. Sarah?
Sure, no problem. Slower. Sure, no problem. Okay, now you say it. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Good. If you need more time, you can pause the audio. Next one. Yeah, of course. Normal speed. Yeah, of course. And slower. Yeah, of course. Sarah?
Yeah, of course. Slower. Yeah, of course. Okay, now you. Say it with your voice. Yeah, of course. 3, 2, 1.
Nice. Next friendly yes. Go ahead. This one is short. It means, yes, you can. Do it. Listen. Go ahead. Slower. Go ahead. Sarah?
Go ahead. Slower. Go ahead. Now you. Maybe you use your hand too. Go ahead. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Good. Next one. No worries. This is like saying, it's okay. It is not a problem. No worries. Slower, no worries. Sarah?
No worries, slower. No worries. And now you say it. No worries. 3, 2, 1.
Nice. Last yes phrase. Yeah, that's fine. Means it's okay. I agree. Listen. Yeah, that's fine. Slower. Yeah, that's fine. Sarah?
Yeah, that's fine. Slower. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, your turn. Yeah, that's fine. 3, 2, 1.
Great. Now let's make it more real. I will ask you. You answer with a yes phrase. You can choose any of them. Okay? So, if you're listening, you say yes. Sarah will stay quiet for a moment. Ready? Can I borrow your pen?
Let them answer. Then we show an example. So maybe you said, sure, no problem, or yeah, of course, both are great.
Next one, you, the listener, say yes. Can I borrow your headphones?
Okay, maybe you said, go ahead, or no worries, nice job.
Last yes practice. Can I borrow your umbrella?
And maybe this time you said, yeah, that's fine, or any other yes phrase. So now you have some easy, friendly yes answers.
Okay. Now, the difficult part, saying no. Even for native speakers, this can feel hard, and in another language, it can feel extra stressful. So let's practice clear, kind no answers. Sarah, can you give us some short, polite no phrases?
Yeah, here are some good ones. Sorry, I need it right now. I'm using it at the moment. I'd rather not lend this one. I don't feel comfortable lending this. And maybe next time. We'll practice them with little role plays.
Before the role play, just a quick note. There is one word here that is maybe a bit new. Comfortable. Comfortable means it feels okay for you. It feels safe. It feels normal. For example, I don't feel comfortable giving my password to anyone. Okay, let's practice the phrases now.
And one more. Lend. Lend means you give something to someone for a short time. You will get it back. For example, can you lend me your book for 2 days?
Nice. Let's do role play. I ask. Sarah answers with a no. You listen, then you copy Sarah. First phrase. Sorry, I need it right now. Ready. Sarah, can I borrow your laptop?
Sorry, I need it right now. Slower. Sorry, I need it right now. Okay, now you. You say it. Sorry, I need it right now. 3, 2, 1.
Good. Next phrase. I'm using it at the moment. Moment just means now, at this time. So, can I borrow your charger?
I'm using it at the moment. Slower. I'm using it at the moment. Now you say it. I'm using it at the moment. 3, 2, 1.
Nice. Next one. I'd rather not lend this one. Here, rather means you prefer not to do it. So you are gentle, but clear. Okay, can I borrow your camera?
I'd rather not lend this one. Slower. I'd rather not lend this one. Now you say it. I'd rather not lend this one. 3, 2, 1.
Good. Next phrase. I don't feel comfortable lending this. You give a feeling, not a big reason. So it is honest, but still kind. Okay. Can I borrow your car?
I don't feel comfortable lending this. Slower. I don't feel comfortable lending this. Now you say it. I don't feel comfortable lending this. 3, 2, 1.
Last simple no phrase. Maybe next time. This is a soft no. Not now. Maybe in the future. Okay, can I borrow your tablet?
Maybe next time. Slower. Maybe next time. Now you say it. Maybe next time. 3, 2, 1.
Now, let's play a little. If you're listening, try this. You say the no line. Sarah will be quiet. I will ask. You answer in your own life. Ready? Can I borrow your phone charger?
You can choose. Sorry, I need it right now. Or I'm using it at the moment. Or maybe next time. Any short, kind no is okay.
Again. You say no. Can I borrow your favorite jacket?
Maybe you said, I'd rather not lend this one. Or I don't feel comfortable lending this. That's a strong but polite no.
Okay, now I want a story. A borrowing mistake. A time when saying yes was maybe not a good idea. Can you tell us one, Sarah?
Yeah, so some years ago I had a friend, and she always wanted to borrow my headphones. They were my favorite. Every week. Hey, can I borrow your headphones? And I was afraid to say no. So I always said, yeah, sure. But inside, I felt stressed. One day she gave them back and they were broken. The sound was really bad. I was so upset. But I didn't say anything. I just thought, okay, I need to learn from this. It is okay to protect my things. And it is okay to say no, but politely.
Yeah, I know that feeling. You say yes, but your body says no. So now, let's use your story for practice. I will be that friend again. But this time, you answer with a more honest no, a kind, clear no. And listeners, you can copy Sarah after. Ready? Hey Sarah, can I borrow your headphones again?
Sorry, last time they got damaged, so I'd rather not lend them. Slower. Sorry, last time they got damaged, so I'd rather not lend them. Now you. Say it. Sorry. Last time they got damaged, so I'd rather not lend them. 3, 2, 1.
Nice. You used two things. You said sorry, and you gave a short reason. Last time they got damaged. That makes the no sound softer. Let's try a second version. Same situation. I ask again. Hey Sarah, can I borrow your headphones?
I'm really sorry, but I don't lend this one to anyone. Slower. I'm really sorry, but I don't lend this one to anyone. Now you. Say it. I'm really sorry, but I don't lend this one to anyone. 3, 2, 1.
Good. So again, you use sorry, and you make a small rule. I don't lend this one to anyone, not about the friend, about the thing. That is easier and kinder. If you are listening, choose one no phrase you like. Maybe, I'd rather not lend this one, or I don't feel comfortable lending this. We will give you a moment to say your favorite one out loud. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Nice. You are training your mouth, not only your brain. That is really important.
So, in this part, you practiced friendly yes and honest, polite no. You heard phrases like, sure, no problem, I'm using it at the moment, and I don't feel comfortable lending this, but in real life, it is not only one time, right? Some people always borrow the same thing again and again. Some families share almost everything. Other people really hate sharing. I'm curious about your habits, Sarah. And I want you listening to think about your habits too. In the next part, we'll talk about sharing in daily life, what people are happy to share, what they don't want to share, and how to talk about all of that in English.
Yeah. So think about your own life. What do you share? What do you never lend? We'll talk about it in the next chapter.
So, now we talked about some situations, like borrowing an umbrella or a charger. Now I want to ask about you, your habits. Do you in general like sharing your things or not really?
Good question. I think, usually, I am okay with sharing. I am not super strict, but it depends on the thing.
Yeah, same for me. So, can you give some examples? Like, what do you usually share with friends or family?
Sure. So I often share my books with my friends. If I finish a book and a friend wants to read it, I am happy to lend it. I also sometimes share my clothes with my sister. For example, a jacket or a dress for a party.
Right, clothes with family. That is common. I usually share food. Like, I am happy to share my snacks or part of my lunch. But I do not really share my tech things.
Interesting. So you are happy to share food, but not gadgets. For me, I do not like sharing my headphones. I feel they are kind of personal. And I never lend my laptop because it is expensive and it has my personal things on it.
Yes, I feel the same with my phone. I am okay to show a picture, but I do not like sharing my phone. I worry I could lose it or someone could drop it.
So you are careful with your phone. That makes sense. I think we are both like this. We are okay with sharing some things, but we have limits.
Exactly. And this is very useful in English to say what is okay and what is not okay for you. We use some nice patterns like, listen, I am okay with sharing food. I do not like sharing my phone. I do not mind lending my umbrella. I'm happy to share my books.
Yes. And there is one small but important difference for you, the listener. When we say, I do not mind lending my umbrella, it means it is okay. I feel fine. No problem. But when we say, I do not like sharing my phone, it means I prefer not to share it. I feel uncomfortable.
Right. So I do not mind equals it is okay for me. I do not like equals I prefer not to do this.
Exactly. And we also used some adverbs of frequency, like often, usually, sometimes, never. These words tell us how many times you do something. For example, I often share my books. I sometimes share my clothes. I never lend my laptop.
Okay, now let us talk about you listening. I will ask some questions. You can answer out loud, even if you are alone. We will leave a short pause after each question.
And if you need more time, you can always stop the audio and think and then continue. That is totally fine.
So, first question for you. Listen, do you like sharing your things? Why or why not? Good. You can say something like, I usually like sharing my things because, or I do not like sharing my things because.
Let me give you a simple frame. You can copy it. I usually like sharing my things because they are not very expensive. Or, I do not like sharing my things because I'm afraid to lose them. You can try now. Use your own reason.
Nice. Next question. What do you usually share with your friends? Think of one or two things. Maybe food, books, games, clothes.
Here is a frame for you. I usually share with my friends. I usually share with my friends. For example, I usually share my notes with my classmates. Now you try. Say it with your own words.
Great. Now, think about family. What do you sometimes share with your family? Maybe you share clothes or a car or your room or your computer.
You can use this pattern. I sometimes share for example, I sometimes share my clothes with my sister, or I sometimes share my bike with my brother. Try one sentence now.
Okay, now the opposite. Is there something you never lend to anyone? Something you always keep for yourself?
Here is a good sentence you can use. I never lend because I will say it twice, slowly. I never lend because, for example, I never lend my phone because it is expensive. Or I never lend my laptop because I do not want to lose my files.
Yes. So now you say it. I never lend because. Good. Try to really say it out loud, not only in your head.
Now, let us think about work or school. At work or at school, what do people often borrow or share? Just imagine your place, your desk, your classroom.
Yeah. For me, at work, people often borrow pens. That happens all the time. They also borrow phone chargers. Sometimes they share a stapler. Stapler is a small thing that you use to connect papers together. For example, hey, can I borrow your stapler for a minute?
Nice example. And in class, students sometimes share textbooks or notes. Maybe two students share one book, or one student shares their notes before a test.
So now it is your turn again. Answer this. At work or at school, what do people often borrow or share?
You can say, At work, people often borrow. Or, at school, students often share. For example, at school, students often share rulers and erasers. Try to make one sentence now.
Good. We are almost finished with this part. Let us do a quick habit check together. I will say a half sentence. You complete it with your idea.
Okay, here is the first half sentence for you. I am happy to share my... Now you finish it. I am happy to share my...
Nice. Second one. I do not mind lending my... You try. I do not mind lending my...
And the last one. I do not like sharing my... Because... You can say it now. I do not like sharing my... Because...
Great job. Now you can talk not only about one situation, you can talk about your general habits and your opinions about sharing and borrowing.
Yes. And in the next part, we will quickly review the most important phrases and give you one small homework idea. Something simple you can really try in your life.
So, Sarah, maybe you can help us summarize the key language and think of a tiny homework task for our listeners. All right, we are almost at the end of this episode of the Natural English Podcast. So before we say goodbye, let's do a very quick review together.
Yeah, just a short review. You can relax, listen, and maybe repeat a little with us.
So, we will not repeat everything. We will just choose the most useful phrases, the ones you can really use in your life. Let's start with asking to borrow something.
Okay, listen first. Then you can repeat. Asking to borrow. Can I borrow your... Could I borrow your... Is it okay if I use your... Do you mind if I use your? I'll say them one more time. Can I borrow your... Could I borrow your... Is it okay if I use your... Do you mind if I use your... Now you try. Say just one of them out loud. Maybe, can I borrow your...
And if someone asks you to borrow something, and you want to say yes, here are some easy answers. Listen. Sure, no problem. Yeah, go ahead. Of course. No worries.
I'll repeat those slowly. Sure, no problem. Yeah, go ahead. Of course, no worries. Choose one. Say it with me. Sure, no problem. One more time. Sure, no problem.
Now, sometimes you cannot say yes. You need to say no, but you still want to be polite, kind. So listen to these.
Sorry, I need it right now. I'm using it at the moment. I'd rather not lend this. That one means I prefer not to lend it. And another one. I don't feel comfortable lending this. I'll say them again. Sorry, I need it right now. I'm using it at the moment. I'd rather not lend this. I don't feel comfortable lending this.
If some of those feel long, that's okay. You can choose just one short sentence. For example, sorry, I need it right now. That's a really useful one.
Yeah, and we also talked about your habits, your usual way of doing things. So we had phrases like, I often share, I don't mind lending, I don't like sharing, I never lend, because, for example, I don't mind lending my books, or I never lend my laptop because it's very personal.
So now, just take a second. Think quietly. Which phrase was new for you today? Maybe, do you mind if I use your? Or, I don't feel comfortable lending this. Just choose one new phrase in your mind.
And now, choose one phrase you want to really use this week. Maybe with a friend, a classmate, a coworker. It can be the same phrase or a different one. If you can, write that phrase down or say it 3 times today. That will help you remember.
Before we finish, I want to give you a small real-life challenge. Nothing big, something simple.
Yeah, just a little task. Choose one easy, safe object, like a pen, a phone charger, or a book.
In the next day or two, try to ask someone in English. can I borrow your pen? Or, can I borrow your charger? If there is no person around for English, you can do a role play. You can practice at home with a friend or classmate.
And if speaking to a real person feels scary, that's okay. You can first practice in front of a mirror, or you can record yourself on your phone. Listen to your voice. Maybe try again. That kind of practice is really powerful. It builds your confidence. Confidence means you feel more sure of yourself when you speak.
So now, what can you do after this episode? You can ask to borrow things. You can say yes in a friendly way. You can say no politely when you need to. And you can talk about what you like and do not like sharing in your daily life.
And remember, it is okay to make mistakes. Really, mistakes are normal. They're part of learning. The more you practice these phrases, the more natural they will feel in your mouth.
Thank you for spending this time with us today and for practicing your English with the Natural English podcast. We are really happy you were here with us.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Keep going. Keep practicing these sharing and borrowing phrases in your real life. You are doing a good job.
All right, that is all for today. Take care, keep speaking, and we hope to talk with you again in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye, and see you next time.